gati gurumeva bhaje gurunaiva sahasmi namo gurave na guruh paramham shishurasmi guruhu matirasti guru mama pahi guru Satchidanandarupaya Vishwotpatyadi-hedave Tabatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranadah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Yam pravrajjantamanu-petamapedakrityam Dvaipayano virahakadarajuhava Putreti tanmayataya taravobhinedustam Sarvabhuta-hridayam munimanatosmi Narayanam namaskritya naranchaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudhirayetah Sarvebhyah namaskaraha. We are saying Srimad Bhagavada Mahapurana and we are saying Canto 4 and I have completed up to chapter 8 of Canto 4 of Srimad Bhagavada Mahapurana. And we saw that young Dhruva, he meditated on Bhagavan and he did Kora tapas to see Bhagavan. Inside his mind, there was some impression of that insult still existed in the mind of Dhruva. But he forgot all that and he merged with Bhagavan. And he saw Bhagavan Sri Hari everywhere. The entire universe, including himself, is in Bhagavan Sri Hari. And he merged himself with Bhagavan Sri Hari and this universe. When he merged himself with universe and he is doing Kora tapas and he is taking his breath once in 12 days or like that, and he was not aware of his body or breath or anything, and he's not taking breath at all because he went into deep samadhi, and this whole world began to feel the power of meditation of young Dhruva. The devas, they felt some asphyxia and they do not know what is the cause for it. So they all went to Bhagavan Sri Hari and said that we are not able to breathe properly. And Bhagavan Sri Hari said, I know the reason for it and I will solve that problem immediately, he said. And Bhagavada says, Savaidya yoga vivipaga tivraya hrit koshe spuridam tadit prabham tirohidam sahasaivopalakshya bahistidam tadamastam tadarsha. Because of that strong meditation, Dhruva established the form of Bhagavan in his mind using his buddhi. So as instructed by sage Narada, he meditated on the form of Bhagavan using his buddhi. When he was doing meditation like that, Bhagavada says, Sahasaiva tirohitam upalakshya. Suddenly, that form in the mind of young Dhruva disappeared. So automatically, he was frustrated and he just opened his eyes. Tadavastam bahistitam tadarsha. He was that very form which he meditated in his mind, he is seeing in front of him. And he saw the form of Bhagavan, that same form of Bhagavan which he meditated in his mind before him. See, this is the law of attraction, the manifestation power. That form of Bhagavan is there in front of him. He didn't know what to do. He just worshipped Bhagavan. He want to tell something, but nothing is coming out from his mouth because he is not that knowledgeable. He was a very young child, isn't it? Only 5 years of age. He is not a jnani or a rishi. He doesn't know anything. So he was just worshipping like that and seeing Bhagavan, his face. And Bhagavan smiled at young Dhruva, and he understood the mind of young Dhruva. And what you know what he did? Brahmamayena Kambuna Kabole Pasparsha. He just uh, scratched or touched that Brahmamayena Kambuna, that conch in his hand, which is the essence of the Vedas. He just touched his cheeks with that conch. Pasparsha. He just touched the cheeks of the young Dhruva with the conch which he has in his hand, and that conch is the essence of Vedas. So immediately, young Dhruva, received the knowledge about Bhagavan as well as the poetic expression. Many rishis or many people may have the knowledge of Bhagavan. They may know who Bhagavan is by their meditation power, but only some people have that knowledge to express it. That is in the poetic form, only some people have that knowledge. And young Dhruva received both with that knowledge of Bhagavan as well as the poetic expression. And with that, he sang a hymn. And this hymn is very beautiful, very important, and very famously known as Dhruva Stuti. We will see that Dhruva Stuti. Yonta pravishya mama vachamimaam prasuptaam sanjeevayatyakila shaktidhara swadhamna anyam sahastacharana shravanatvagadin pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. I salute that Supreme Being who has all the divine powers and who entered my heart, and he activated all my dominant limbs and all my senses, and he awakened my power of speech also, with which I now praise that Bhagavan. And telling this, he is telling this hymn. एकस्त्वमेव भगवन्निदमात्मशक्त्या मायाख्ययोरुगुणया महदाद्यशेषम् सृष्ट्वानुशिष्य पुरुषस्तदसद्गुणेषु ज्ञानेव दारुषु विभावसुवद्विभासि. You are that non-dual. Though you are non-dual, you have all that infinite power of Maya. Using that power of Maya, which is the constituent of the three gunas, you projected all these categories from Mahat to the form of the small being, one-celled being like amoeba or like that. You have projected all this by using the power of Maya, which is the constituent of three gunas. You manifested yourself as these effects, and all these outgoing senses are your manifestation, and you entered in them as the presiding deities, just like how the fire expresses itself differently based on the fuel it consumes. If we light the lamp with ghee, then we can see a different effulgence, that brightness, that greenish tint we can see. Very slightly, it will be very subtle, but we have to observe it. When we light a lamp with the gingerly oil, then it will give a reddish tint or a brownish tint. If we light an oil, use some other oil, that will not be that bright like the ghee. When we use the ghee as to light the lamp. When we use the firewood to light it, then that brightness will be so of Rajoguna. It is so bright and so hot and different, isn't it? When we use coal, different. And when we use any other petrol or something, that is also different. So when there is difference in lighting a lamp and using the different material to ignite the fire. That is also different. There is difference in all this. So all these are the same fire. It expresses itself differently according to the fuel it is in which it consumes. It expresses itself variously through different kinds of fuel, Bhagavada says. त्वत्तया वयुनयेदमचष्टविश्वं सुप्तप्रबुद्ध इव नाथ भवत्प्रपन्नः तस्यापवर्ग्य शरणं तव पादमूलं विस्मर्यते कृतविदा कथमार्तबन्धो. Bhagavan, by your power, even Lord Brahma was awakened. He was in his deep sleep after the pralaya. Your power awakened him, and he created this entire creation by the power given by you. He manifested this world. Who can forget that Bhagavan's feet, which is the shelter for the salvation for all the bhaktas? Young Dhruva has said. And Dhruva also said that people who worship you for worldly desires are just ignorant people, because that all that will come according to our karma, results of our karma. If they worship you for the worldly benefits, then they are so ignorant. You are a person capable of giving salvation, the freedom from all these difficulties. Instead of asking that salvation, if a person asks for the worldly desires, then he is really ignorant. And Dhruva also says that I want always to have association with your bhaktas, because those bhaktas, they always love the salvation and they want to be liberated from this world. So I want to have the satsanga with your bhaktas. And Dhruva says, now whatever I see in this world is the gross form of you. You manifested it and you entered in it, and all these are the gross form of you. I want to see your transcendent state. I want to understand it. I want to perceive that transcendent state, which cannot be expressed by words, young Dhruva says. And he says, कल्पान्तये तथाखिलं जठरेण गृह्णन् शेते भूमान् स्वदृक्कनन्दसहस्तदङ्गे यन्नाभिसिन्धूरुह काञ्चन लोकपद्मगर्भे द्युमान् भगवते प्रणतोऽस्मि तस्मै. I worship you, Bhagavan, at the time of cosmic dissolution. You withdraw all the worlds in you, and all that world is present in your abdomen, and you lie on the serpent bed, and you draw your consciousness also, and in deep consciousness you lie there. Yennabi Sinduruha Kanchana Loha Padma Garbhe. And again, from during the time of creation, this entire world it will sprout out just like a Padma, that is that golden lotus. From your nabi comes the golden lotus, and on its pericap is seated Lord Brahma. He has the knowledge of the entire creation given by you. He is that seed of that creation, and I salute that Bhagavan from whom this world manifested. Dhruva is telling. Next, in this next shloka, he is telling about the nature of Bhagavan. Dvam nitya mukta parishuddha vibhuddha atma kudastha adi purusho bhagavam strayadishah yad buddhyavastitam akhantitaya swadrishtya drashtasthi davadimako vyatirekta aste. Tvam, you are. Nityam, you are eternal. Nitya Mukta, you are always unattached. Parishuddham, very pure. Vibhuddhya Atma, you are that intelligent Atma, you are all pervading. Kudastha Adi Purusha, you are stable and you are that beginning. That is Adi Purusha, you are there, you are eternal. You are, no one knows when you came. You are that Adi Purusha. Bhagavan, you are also that Bhagavan. Trayadisha, you cross over the three gunas of Maya and you are the Ishvara. That's why you are called Ishvara. You cross over the three gunas of Maya. Yet Buddhyavastitam, and you are established, or our Buddhi is in you. You are all pervading and you resides in all of us, in our Buddhi. Akhanditaya, you are undivided. You are undivided. Swadrashtya drashta, you are the witness as well as you illumine all the minds. You illumine all the beings. Sthitav, you are you establish, because of you only this world is sustained. Atimaka. Atimaka means you are that Bhagavan who is worshipped when we do any rituals. You are worshipped as Vishnu. Vyatirikta aste, even though you are non-dual, you appear as different. That is your nature. Yasmin viruddha kadayo hyanisham patanti vidyadayo vibida shaktya anupurvya tad brahma vishwabhavam ekam anantamadhyam anandamatram havikaramaham prabhate. Yasmin, in that Parabrahman, Viruddha Gadaya Vidyadaya Vividha Shaktya. That is, all the dualities exist in you, like creation, destruction, and heat or cold. We say all the dualities of nature, all that exist in you, but they do not have the power to express itself, or they shed their power in you, but they all exist in you. That Brahman, Vishwabhavam, he is the source of this creation. Ekam, he is that one. He is all that. He is infinite. He is one. Ekam, Anantam, na antam. There is no end for him. Adhyam, he is that beginning. Ananda Matram, he is the essence of bliss. Avikaram, he is without any modification. Aham Prabhatye, I take refuge in that Bhagavan. I worship that Bhagavan, says Dhruva. Yasmin viruddhagatayo hyanisham patanti vidyadayo vibida shaktya anupurvyat tad brahma vishwabhavam ekam anantamadhyam anandamatram havikaramaham prabhatye. Such a wonderful shloka. All this sloka has to be kept in mind to understand the real nature of Bhagavan. We think that Bhagavan is that form which we see in the temples or in our picture, in our puja room. He is that, but he is more than that. So by reading all these shlokas, we can understand the real nature of Bhagavan. सत्याशिषो हि भगवस्तव पादपद्मम् आशिष्टथानुभजत पुरुषार्थमूर्ते अभ्येवमर्त्य भगवान् परिपादि दीनान् वाश्रेव वत्सहम् अनुग्रहकादरोऽस्मान्. Bhagavan, for a true devotee, your pada patpam, that is his abode. He doesn't want anything else in this world. He seeks no other boons than a place in your pada. You protect the dinan, that is the people who are very weak, who doesn't have any other, that rajoguna or tamoguna, nothing. So weak people, so sadhus, we protect them. Just like how your cow protects its calf. So just like that, you protect those helpless or deena bhaktas, very weak bhaktas. Weak bhaktas mean they do not have any ego and they just surrender to you. You protect them. And this hymn, Dhruva, with the power given by Bhagavan, he sang this hymn praising Bhagavan. He's actually not praising, he's telling about his true nature. So famous is this Dhruva Stuti. Bhagavan, hearing this stuti, he just smiled at young Dhruva and he said that नान्यैरधिष्ठितं बद्ध यद्भ्राजिष्णु ध्रुवक्षिति यत्र ग्रहनक्षत्राणां ज्योतिषां चक्रमाहितम्. Young Dhruva, my dear son, there is a realm and it is called Dhruva, and that realm, it is so powerful, and it does not it cannot be destroyed even by the anta of kalpa. Only in brahma kalpa it will be destroyed. Yatra graha nakshakranam, all the planets and the stars, nakshatra stars, jyotisha, all that luminary objects, all that they come around this sphere called dhruva. They did chakra mahitam, that is they revolve around this sphere called, or the realm called dhruva. And comparing to other objects, or they are destroyed by the end of all the kalpas, but this dhruva is not destroyed by the ordinary pralaya. Only when the brahma pralaya comes, then it will be destroyed. So it is a very powerful realm. It is very powerful because all the nakshatras, grahas, and all the galaxies, everything, what all we see in the sky, everything goes around it. Just like this, it is a hub and everything goes around it. That realm I will give you. I will give you as the boon. And Bhagavan, he gave, that is, he said that after your lifetime, you will attain that sphere called Dhruva. And he also said, Prastidhe tuvanam pitra datvagam dharma samshrayah shatrimshad varsha sahasram rakshidavyaha tendriyah. You will, now you have finished your tapas. Now it's over. Now you can go back to your palace. Go to your father. And after that, you will grow up in the palace. And when you are above, that is when your father becomes old, when the king becomes old, he will give all the power to you and he will retire to the forest. So you will rule this kingdom, that is for Shat Trimshat Varsha, that is 36,000 years. And we may wonder, what is it? It is 36,000? Yes, it is 36,000. Because during that time, in that period and all, the lifetime of each person will be very long because the atmosphere was so pure, no global warming, the food was so clear, the mind of the people was so pure, so it will go long. So 36,000 years you will rule this earth very rakshita, you will rule, or you will protect this your kingdom very well. And he also said about the future of his family. Bhagavan said about the future. He said about his future and now the future of his family. Your brother Uttama will go to the forest one day for hunting. There he will be killed. And his mother Suruchi, that is your stepmother, she will go to the forest searching for him. And she also will be consumed by a forest fire. So, like that, they both will be destroyed, and you will rule that kingdom for 36,000 years. That kingdom means in that time it is the entire world, because there was no other nation, so prominent nation. So, you will rule there very peacefully for a long time. They didn't have that much divisions on the earth, so they always went and fought with the divine beings. So close what was devas and manushas at that time. And Bhagavan said, you will rule this world for 36,000 years. And having said all this, when Dhruva was saying Bhagavan like this, he disappeared. Only when he disappeared from the vision of Dhruva realized that I didn't ask Bhagavan for salvation. This worldly desires anyone can have, even the animals or the Asuras, they rule the world for such a long time. So, but I didn't ask Bhagavan for salvation. He realized only then. And Bhagavan said that you go back to your palace. So he thanked the Yamuna, that Madhuvana, and that place, and thanked Rishi Narada for giving him this opportunity or knowledge, that advice to worship on Bhagavan. He walked back to the palace. So throughout, when he came back, he was thinking about this, how ignorant I was. A person who is ignorant only will ask for all these worldly boons, and I know about that, but still I didn't realize it. I was seeing Bhagavan like this, and he gave me boons, and I accepted it, and I didn't ask Bhagavan for liberation. This he felt very bad, and this happened because there is that slight impression in the mind of Dhruva, because that insult affected him a lot. And Bhagavan realized it, and he gave the boon accordingly. And he realized that I didn't ask for liberation, and young Dhruva thought that it may be the work of the devas. That's why they didn't allow me to ask it. But the basic thing is that small, slight impression of that insult was there in that mind of young Dhruva. By his core tabas, he attained that knowledge, but still it did not erase that impression or which of that insult from his mind. So accordingly, Bhagavan gave this boon, and young Dhruva, he lamented over like this, and he was walking towards the palace. And in between, what happened is, when Narada met young Dhruva and advising him to go to Madhuvana, after that, he immediately went to the palace of King Uttanapada. And he met the King Uttanapada, and he said, "You are so immature. Maturity comes not only by age, but by knowledge. You insulted that young boy, and now he has gone to the forest, and he is meditating on Bhagavan Sri Hari. He will not return until he see Bhagavan Sri Hari." And this this made Uttanapada worry a lot. Even Surichi felt very bad, and they both were so much worried and expecting young Dhruva, when will he return. It is only 6 months, and but no one knows when he will return then. So they all were so worried. So at that time only, young Dhruva, he was coming back from the Tabas to the palace, and he, throughout the way, he was lamenting, "I saw Bhagavan so soon, only 6 months have gone, I saw Bhagavan. Many rishis, they just worship him for lifetime. Even then they won't get this opportunity to see Bhagavan. But I got that opportunity, but I missed that opportunity. I didn't ask for realization, or I didn't ask for salvation or liberation," like this. He lamented over it. At that time, on the outskirts of his city, the messengers of Uttanapada, King Uttanapada, saw young Dhruva, and they immediately reported to the King Uttanapada that young Dhruva is coming back from Tabas. Uttanapada was so happy, and he gave his mala to that young messengers. In those time, it was that practice. When a messenger or someone tell a very good news to the king, they will immediately give them some gift, very costly gift. So like that, the messengers, they got the pearl mala from the king, original pearl mala from the king, and they were so happy. And Uttanapada also, King Uttanapada was so very much happy, and even Queen Suruchi was happy. His stepmother of Dhruva was also so happy to see him, and she wanted to seek pardon for her mistake. And Uttama was also happy, and of course his mother Suniti. They all mounted on the golden chariot, and they went to the outskirts of the city to receive the young Dhruva. And Dhruva climbed on that golden chariot, and they were also happy, and even the city was so happy because they all came to know about what happened in the palace of the king Uttanapada. So they all received young Dhruva with so much respect and love, and they all came to the palace. And young Dhruva grew up in the palace very happily with a peace of mind. And no more Suruchi insulted him. And Uttanapada, the king, also did not insult him. The king taught him about the Rajaguhya, that is kingly secrets, to young Dhruva. So the time went on like that, and Dhruva also grew up. He became a youth, and the king, he felt that now it is the right time for me to leave this kingdom and go to the forest, retire to the forest for meditation. In that time, it's a common practice that the people, when they are old, they go to the forest for meditation. So King Uttanapada also thought that I can give my power to the young Dhruva, and he is no more a young boy but a youth. And he gave all the powers to young Dhruva and made him the king. And King Uttanapada retired to the forest. He went to the forest for meditation. And King Dhruva, he ruled the kingdom very efficiently. So let us see what happened after that in my next upload. Om Shri Narayana Khila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Om Shri Krishnarpanamastu.